Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Coming to you from Granger High Schools. We've got second round action in the 5A state playoffs. The Bountiful Redhawks and the Granger Lancers. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thrilled to be joined by Moose Bingham. Moose, we'll get into these two teams, this matchup as the game progresses, but we're ready to get things going here with a 6 o'clock kickoff. We're underway from Granger High School as this kickoff fielded at the 1. And it is returned. Looking up that right side, makes one man miss. Nice return up to the 27-yard line, and Granger will have it to start.
Man, I'm just so excited about this game. There's two coaching staffs that I love. Both of these programs, they've taken their lumps. They've gone through the gauntlet, and they're raring to go. Both coaching staffs are like, hey, this is a must-win for us. And I'm like, obviously, it's playoffs. We're talking about playoffs.
Well, you're talking about two programs that, one is taking more lumps than the other. Bountiful's lumps are like 5-win seasons. Granger's been in the depths, but it's been what a year for Granger's. On first down, Sui tries the old wedge play, able to pick up 3 or 4 yards. But this is a Lancers group, Moose, that they are your region champs, undefeated in Region 4, 5-0, 7-3 on the season.
Yeah, what a great way to start the game. Their running game hasn't been amazing by any stretch. They've got some of the best receivers in the state. They've got a phenomenal quarterback that's committed to BYU already. But they're like, let's start with a running play. I love to see that, where they're going to try to control the line of scrimmage from the get-go.
We might have been keyed in on that was going to happen. It did. Second down, Sui. You talked about the BYU commit. Keeping this himself, he'll pick up another 2 or 3 yards on the run. But look, what a year for Carson Sui. Moved in this year, 68% completion percentage, and almost 4,000 total yards this year for the senior quarterback.
My goodness gracious. I can't even dream about going for 4,000 yards, and he did it. Going into the season, I was like, you know what, Sui, he's a good athlete. I think he'll be playing a different position at the next level. Then I watched him, and I'm like, you know what? This kid, he's got a great throwing motion. He could potentially be a starting quarterback for the BYU Cougars.
He's got a 3rd and 4 here on this opening series, and we've got an early whistle here. Timeout going to be taken by Granger as they want to talk about this early 3rd down. This gives us an opportunity. We'll introduce this Bountiful squad. Moose, look, 7-4 on the year, 5-2 in a very, very good Region 5. A lot of talk about Satuala, and deservedly so. Committed to go D1, Power 5, or he is at Power 4 now, who knows. But look, this offense, it doesn't get a lot of pub, but boy, they got some playmakers on the offensive side, Bountiful does.
You know what? It starts with Siake Fetoa, and Siake, the running back, is an absolute monster. 3 touchdowns, almost 200 yards last week. You're like, oh my gosh, this kid's a dude. But you'll be seeing a lot of him coming up.
Yeah, he's just a sophomore. We got years ahead with him. Back to Granger, 3rd and 4 for this Lancer offense. Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we'll stop it early, start it late, that sort of thing. Sui stepping up, eyes down the field, and that one incomplete. Boy, that is not a lot of room. Jacob Brooks there in coverage. Couldn't tell if he got the deflection or not, but the purpose was intended incomplete.
If that was a window, not even the wind could make it through that slice of heaven right there. Sui did a great job trusting his line, buying time with his feet, but alas, it was not to be on that series.
You talk about a kid that could play quarterback. How about the patience in the pocket? I was actually surprised he didn't take off and run on that play. Thought he maybe had some room, but boy, I mean, he stood in there, was very patient, trying to wait for that opportunity to open up.
Super high football IQ from that young man.
4th down. This punt fielded at the 38. This is Brooks. Brooks looking the right side. Brooks across midfield and hauled down in Granger territory.
Tyler Arlen, the transfer from California, making the tackle. My goodness, he's been a revelation for him, the 6'3", 215-pound tight end, D-end, senior monster.
So now we'll get to see that Red Hawk offense for the first time tonight. Coach Jason Freckleton, what a job he's done getting Bountiful back to winning 7, 8, 9 games this season. You talked about Fekitoa on the offensive side, but how about Emerson Geilman, the junior quarterback, 6'3", 185, familiar name for Bountiful and football, as he's done a nice job with this offense this season. On first down, Geilman looking for a middle screen. That caught, not a lot of room there, as the tackle made by Tavita Kofe.
What a high football IQ play by the whole entire D-line right there. Geilman's sitting there. He's like, oh, we've got an open screen. And he's like, no one's coming at me. No one's coming at me. What do I do here? And he found the opening, but for a minuscule gain on the play.
And that's the thing. These two defenses, we talk about the offense to open because, look, that's the name of the game. But they're littered with talent. You have a kid in Vaka Patatefa. He's got 23 sacks on the season coming into this one. So this is a defense that's got a lot of skill for Granger. Second down. They'll hand off. This is the youngster. Looking up the middle there. Fekitoa able to surge ahead. He's going to be close to that first down.
Fekitoa like a Mustang piston in there, pumping, churning, getting down the field. He is a monster for a sophomore. My goodness.
You know, we talk about Patatefa for Granger. How about Sonasi, Maka Sonasi, a junior? He's led the team in tackles. He's got 78 tackles on the year, 29 TFLs. This is a really, really good defense for the Lancers, or has been this season. First down. Geilman designed run. Excuse me, this is Satuala. And Satuala trying to get the edge, and he's brought down. Great flow from that Granger defense.
You're going to see a lot of Satuala, the 4-star on his own right. He is one of the top safeties in the country, not just in the state, and he's so fun to watch.
They'll quickly get back on this 2nd and 9. Geilman here in the shotgun.
Oh!
Yeah, movement. Moose, you weren't the only one who saw it. You had big old Michael Matangi, the senior, who's like, right there, right there.
You got to get the zebra's attention every once in a while.
That's right.
Start waving something in front of them, saying, I saw something, I hope you saw it too.
That penalty will back Bountiful up. Loss of 5 on the play.
Man, we've had some great officiating this year. Hopefully that continues tonight.
Yeah, Moose is a big fan of the Zebras. We're getting them there, right? We're getting them there.
Every year I get more and more fanatic about them.
2nd and 14. Here's Geilman. This one thrown to the outside, caught by Tidwell. And Britton Tidwell taking this up to about the 31.
Let's talk about Britton. He's part of the tandem of safeties in the backfield between Satuala and Tidwell. They are a terrifying bunch. Tidwell will have 2 interceptions in a game often, and he is the unsung hero of this Bountiful defense.
3rd and 6 here for the Redhawks. Opening drive for Bountiful. Is this 2-down territory, Moose, you think?
I believe it is, but let's see what the cards are dealt in this drive.
We'll say 4 down, 2 down, 4, it's a Friday. Quick throw, incomplete, was looking the way of Jacob Brooks there. Timing was off, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Oh, there's some dirty laundry on the field, though, Dane.
Oh, yeah, you're right, far side. It looks like, pass interference, the indication here.
It's kind of hard when the receiver runs into you and doesn't look for the ball. Is he blocking you? Is he going for the ball? I don't know, but there's flags on the ground. Boy, it looks like the ball's advancing by itself.
Yeah, they called the pass interference there. Boy, that's big penalty there for Granger. Bountiful would have had a 4th down. Instead, they're inside the red zone here. So a 1st down for Bountiful after the penalty.
Sometimes it's lucky to be good. Sometimes it's good to be lucky. The old adage goes. I love the fans section. You might be able to hear them a little bit with the coins and the jugs. Love it. Got some proud parents down there.
On 1st down, they'll give it to Satuala. Has some blocking. Satuala inside the 10, inside the 5, and boy, he's drug out of the 1. What a run by Satuala.
Satuala, going into the season, there were some question marks if he'd be able to play this year. From a dancing incident, doing a backflip and hurting his knee, but he's looking good to me down there.
1st and goal for Bountiful. They'll keep it. Geilman, touchdown.
Wow, great read by Geilman right there. He said, I see you're going to take my running back out, and I'm just going to run into the end zone. Veteran move right there. I remember watching Geilman last year coming in as a sophomore. Like, this kid's huge. And he's done a great job for Bountiful as they've had some younger guys, some older guys, and everyone's coming together as a team for him.
Point after try. Granger, they jumped. I don't know, Moose, do we look at analytics here, maybe?
No, let's not chase points. Let's not even take the penalty. Just defer it. Oh, ref is partying down there. I saw the party sign. I'm not quite sure what that means.
I actually took the penalty, so they'll move it half the distance to the goal here.
Oh, that's such a frustrating thing as a kicker, to be honest
Why?
with you. Because you get so many reps there, it's just a muscle memory to kick a PAT. When you get closer, you're not used to that spot, as dumb as that is.
Yeah, that is, Moose. I'm sorry. Here's the kick. Point after up, good. 7-0. Bountiful scoring on their opening drive. They lead the Lancers of Granger. 7-0. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Welcome back. Beautiful scene right here at Granger High School. We don't get to come here often, but every time we do, it's gorgeous. Mountains in the background. You're right on final approach, so there's always noise, and it's awesome. Is this kick into the end zone for the touchback. So second drive of the game coming out here for the Granger Lancers, trailing 7-0.
Well, here's the thing. With Paula as the head coach, we may be here more often than not in the coming years.
You know, we were here a couple years ago, and he said, we're going to build something. And, man, what a job he's done getting kids here. And we talked with him about it before the game began, building a program, building a culture, having kids buy in, come out. It's been a long time since Granger has been good in football, and it's awesome to see. And look, you have a first-round bye. He was anxious to get back out on the field. As this drive, a run there, not much there. This Bountiful defense living up to the hype.
Sometimes getting that first-round bye is almost a disadvantage because you're sitting there, you don't play for a week,
Yeah.
You get complacent, you're like, oh, my body feels almost too good, and then you get hit in the mouth by a team that played last week.
Well, and they can disrupt some of your flow, right? Like we were talking with Paul before the game. He said, we're peaking, man. Like we're playing really good football right now. And that's great, but I haven't played for 2 weeks, right? Can you keep that up when that rhythm gets disrupted? Sui has a man that caught. First down and more. Big reception made for Granger as that's Uisi Tuau, the junior, with the first down catch.
And that's what happens. This defensive front for Bountiful is very good. They're extremely stout and disciplined, but all of a sudden Sui can come out and say bangy bangy and get that first down.
Well, we talked about Sui, but look, they got a receiver in Landon Figueroa, young man, 1,500 receiving yards, 16 touchdowns, averaging almost 10 yards of reception this season. He's been special as this pass incomplete.
You're going to notice that even though Landon gets a majority of the snaps, Sui will spread the ball out.
Yeah.
He's not a respecter of persons. If you're open, you'll get a chance to get the ball in your hands.
Well, even right there was intended for Jovian Key, the senior. Incomplete. He's targeted 3-4 different guys here on his first 5 throws of the game. Over the middle, there's Key. Caught. Boy, get up the field there. Boy, he's going to be just shy, I think. Official, I think, has the spot. Yes, he does. First down here, Granger.
Man, there's some great music going on in the stadium tonight, too.
The way it should be, huh?
Oh, they're going to walk it out to the first down. Little DJ Unk. That's from back in my day.
Granger, go ahead.
This is what's great about Granger is they're such a prolific offense that you don't really know who's coming where and who to cover.
Yeah. First down. Little play action. This is Figueroa. Landed. Oh, nice cut inside. Penalty flag here along the sideline as stood up. Would have had a first down. But again, we'll have to get the enforcement here of the penalty. I have a feeling this might be coming back.
With all my little heart, I just want to go, Figaro. But such an explosive receiver. He's not the biggest kid out there on the field, but he's shifty. You think of a Brenton Covey type kid when you watch Landon out there.
The holding was the call. This was on one of the receivers trying to help block. So that'll be a spot foul. And we'll keep it first down here, but it'll be about 1st and 14, I believe.
Or 1st and... Oh. We'll tell you once it's spot. Seems a little aggressive, but that's okay, I guess.
1st and 15. I missed it by a yard, Moose. Sui. Oh, incomplete. Was looking for Figueroa, threw just behind him.
It's so hard to be running to the left and throw across your body. He had the right read, but he didn't quite get it there. Big 2nd down now for Granger. And we were commenting, it's such a cool atmosphere here. You've got the plains that seem like they're about 10 feet above your head, especially
so awesome.
from where we're at. But I really like this stadium, especially with the mountains blocking the sun from my eyes.
Yeah, Moose has ducked his head a couple times. Moose, they're plenty high, trust me. As this given underneath, little screen key. Boy, he was one missed tackle away from taking that one to the house, a gain of 4.
Yeah, Evan DeHart right there doing a great job getting all of his body into it, all 5'9", 165 pounds, preventing that from being a chunk yardage play.
Be a 3rd and long here for the Lancers.
So 3rd and long, most teams we've covered, like a west or an east, you're like, 3rd and long, I don't know if they can get it. A Granger, you're like, you got to cover the whole field.
Let's stretch the field, baby.
Yeah. It can be 3rd and forever, and they still may get the 1st down.
Well, it's one of the things we talked with both staffs about the game, before the game, and this secondary, the safeties, that 3rd level of this defense, it's not to toy with. Got to be very intentional. Oh, a little reverse. And that one, fortunate, Granger was able to get back on it as
number
2. I don't have a 2 on our roster. We'll try to get that sorted out for you. No gain. It'll bring up a 4th down here for Granger.
Wow. And it looks like they may be going for it.
I'm going to take a timeout here. They want to talk this one over. This is one where there's a big decision in this first quarter. We'll see what Coach Pala and company decide to do. Timeout. We'll be back with the 2nd round of the 5A state playoffs. Welcome back. 4+ minutes to go. Opening quarter. 7-0. Bountiful with the lead. Granger, you're right. Offense staying on the field here, Moose.
Big play, but this could be a punt as well. I've seen crazier things. It's not.
Sui over the middle, intercepted, picked off by Bountiful, and coming down the sideline, it is Tidwell as Granger turns it over on 4th down, and a penalty flag here behind the play.
Tidwell, like I said, these are 2 of the most prolific safeties in the state. Tidwell's sneaky. It seems like he gets an interception at least every single game, sometimes 2. But that's what you'll see, and we'll see what this call is. It could be Granger's ball. We don't know.
Well, I thought it might have been after the interception. But officials here still conversing.
Could be a PI. Yeah. Personal foul.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a blindside block there. The call. So that will back Bountiful up.
Well, all things considered, not a bad move. Taking the risk, didn't pay out, but still got 20 yards out of it.
Well, and the penalty really helps because essentially that's a 25-yard punt, right?
Yeah.
Which, look, I mean, I punted 41, but, in that scenario, right, Moose?
Well, did you have a snap?
Hey, that doesn't matter, all right?
Oh, okay.
We don't count that.
Got it. We don't count the snap.
Hey, look, analytics would disagree, but analytics never won a football game. 1st down here for Bountiful. Oh, boy, what a hit. My goodness.
Whoa.
How about a pop coming from this Granger defense? What a job by Mason Casitati.
Casitati, my goodness gracious. That was a body hit by Casitati.
That's a 6 foot, 265-pound junior.
And he's not a sloppy-looking kid either.
No.
That's a muscular 260.
That guy doesn't eat donuts. 2nd and 9. Oh, here he comes. Little screen set up again. Missed tackle, and there's now room. Coming up the field across midfield. Oh, and another big hit from behind. But my goodness, you see Siaki Fekitoa. This young man can be electric.
Siake looks really good out there, but he felt Vaca Patafea. And my goodness, that was a hit. You can't take too many of those hits, but this is a springy running back, the sophomore. He's said to have played scout team against the first team defense. He loves the contact.
Well, you take hits like that, you're going to stop playing scout team because you only got so many of those in a body. As first down, Brigham Morrison now in the backfield. This is a young man back who was really good for them last year. And look, it's been their leading tackler this year. Has made a lot of noise on the defensive side. He's a very capable running back as well.
Just everywhere.
That play clock got to be ticking away here. There it is, yeah. Final inside 10, I believe. Geilman making another call here at the line. Emerson rolling right side, has a man in the flat. That caught Brooks, turning upfield. First down and more for Bountiful. Lowering the pads and taking it inside the 30.
Brigham Morrison is what made that play possible. He got the defensive end, got under the shoulder pads, and did a phenomenal block. Blocking is what makes plays go, and Brigham Morrison did a great job on that one.
Brigham looks like he's gained some muscle as well. 6 feet, 200 pounds. Last year felt like he was maybe a little bit shorter, but man, he looked big.
He was still listed at 6 foot, 200 pounds, but now he actually might be 6 foot, 200 pounds.
This is Morrison with the run up the middle, making men miss, brought down after a gain of 8.
What a balanced attack coming from Bountiful. You don't know what's coming, you don't know how it's coming, but it is coming.
It is coming. We're inside 2 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Bountiful on the move once again.
They've been watching a lot of Deion Sanders highlights. We coming.
Yeah. Second down. And able to get past a couple of tacklers. My goodness, man. Fekitoa is slippery.
It should be, honestly, a third and short, but it is a first down. Fekitoa, no one's getting some good hits on him until he's getting stood up. And he's not getting stood up easily.
Be another first down here. Inside the red zone for the second time tonight. Geilman rolling out. Has Morrison caught and keeping his feet and out of bounds here at about the 11.
So you may complete a pass against this Granger defense, but there are dudes flying around getting to the ball carrier. You love to see that. When I was in college, we did what's called a pursuit drill, and they perfected it at Granger.
Here's the thing, though. With this Granger defense, a lot of hitting, not a lot of wrapping up. Bountiful's bouncing off, getting a lot of yards after contact.
Yeah. This Bountiful team, they haven't seen someone like them since week 1.
Here's Satuala trying to get outside at the 10 and out of bounds there.
Yeah, Granger's schedule, they started out a little bit rough, scheduling Corner Canyon for their first game this year.
That's always a rough introduction to a season.
It's like, hey, you played in California? Meet the best team in Utah.
Right.
Gosh. They'd probably beat a majority of the California teams, to be honest with you.
It's third down here for Bountiful.
This is a huge third down. The game could get out of hand quite quickly if Bountiful finds something they like.
And Fekitoa stood up. I don't know if he got it, Moose. I think he's short.
I think he's short as well, but my goodness, he has drive and desire like I haven't seen.
Fourth and short. We'll see if Coach Freck decides to go for it here. Looks like the offense may be staying on the field here for Bountiful as we're down to inside our last 20 seconds. We do want to let you know Halloween's right around the corner. You'll notice our scoreboard. We're in the mood. Bountiful dressed up as Granger. Granger dressed up as Bountiful. We just want to have a little Halloween fun as we got whistles here before the snap and a timeout taken by Granger. Timeout, Granger, fourth down for the Redhawks after this. Welcome back. 5 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
That's the last timeout from Paula. So no challenges this second quarter from him.
You know, the team that really is on the short end of that is Bountiful. They got all 3 timeouts and no challenges for them either.
Oh, gosh.
Crazy.
What's going on here?
4th and 2. Bountiful offense on the field here to close out this first quarter. They'll toss. Trying to get outside. No, it's a pass to the end zone, and it's picked off. Intercepted in the end zone. So the trickeration from Bountiful does not work as this Granger defense gets the stop to close out the first quarter.
Johavan Key coming in with the interception. He's a receiver on the other side, and he gets it done. He knows how to get a jump ball, and they weren't quite prepared for it. Huge momentum swing for the Granger Lancers.
We'll see if that carries them into the second. We'll find out after this. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham. Huge stop there for this Granger defense. That could have been the game early.
Yeah, you don't expect it with a pitch to the running back, a pass, but great job by Kai right there, getting it done and getting the interception and turning this game around.
Got to get the clock situated here. It's going to allow me some time to put some gloves on as Delta coming in for another landing. That looks to be a 737. You know, I used to work out here. My building was pretty much in line with the high school, and so we were on final approach. It was fun. I thought it was great. I love planes, though.
Yeah.
Look to run here. Boy, not much there again. This Bountiful defense continues to be stout.
Yeah, planes are always interesting. My dad's actually a pilot.
Is he really?
Has his own plane and flies around. And he cracks me up. He's like, do you want to come up with me? And I say, never. I will never go flying with you.
Really?
Yes. No, he's not like a commercial pilot.
No, I know.
Like has his own plane.
Yeah, like a Cessna.
Yeah. Like
really?
Scares me to death.
Oh, Moose, man. Granger running on second down. That might be one of their better run plays of the game. And able to pick up 5.
Granger's still trying to establish that run game. That's what they need to be able to open up the passing lanes. But this Bountiful defense has been stout.
It has been very stout. It's one of the things about this Bountiful side. You ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
You know, I was doing prep for this game. Bountiful, they're 0-3 when they score less than 20 points.
Okay.
So I was actually surprised because I would have figured that number would have been a little bit lower with their defense, right? Like their defense tends to not allow teams to score a lot. But there you go. Little play action, Sui. A lot of coverage. And that is intercepted. Picked off by Satuala and Falateo. Down the sideline, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bountiful. On the 40-yard. No, they have him out of bounds at the 2. Sorry, no touchdown, but boy, Satuala with another interception for this Bountiful D.
That's what makes Satuala so special. He baits the quarterback. You don't think he's got the range to cover it, but he's long, 6'4", getting out there and getting aggressive. Satuala is a man that ought not to be trifled with. Every single college in the state, in the country, is really going after his letter of intent. And the quarterback is hoping that he's like, hey, we could be on the same team after this is all said and done.
Has he not committed?
He's not committed.
Okay. I thought that he had, but I don't follow that as closely as you do. So,
well, unless he committed right before the game, which is a possibility.
I don't believe he has. So there you go.
Big men coming on the field for short yardage plays.
First and goal, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown for Bountiful on the 1-yard run from Pekitoa.
Yeah, you had some penetration there, but the real thing that's been happening this first half is Granger's inability to wrap up has hurt them tremendously.
Yeah, it has. It's given Bountiful a lot of extra yards.
Sometimes you call it yak if you're on offense. And if you're on defense, it makes you want to yak if you see that extra yardage.
You know, I try to keep notes.
Yeah.
I am all over the place with my notes today. It's not going very well. You know what is going well? Bountiful.
Yep.
14-0. They've got the lead over Granger in the second round of the 5A state playoffs. Welcome back. Bountiful. 14-0. The last 7 coming off the turnover, as this kickoff will be returnable. Fielded at the 8. Head of steam here. Looking up that right side. Nice return. Good field position here for this Lancer offense. We'll see if that can help them get in rhythm, Moose.
Fantastic return from Usi. Getting down to the 35, 36-yard line is a huge return, giving them some of the best field position of the day. So let's see what Granger can do. I think they have to trust in their quarterback, maybe step away from the run game at this point, and really start establishing the passing game to open up the run game.
How would you establish the passing game? Because I feel like they've tried to go deep once or twice. That last one ended up in the hands of the opponent. They've tried a couple screens. Bountiful's been there. Like, how would you try to open up the passing attack here?
I'd attack the middle with Landon Figueroa. Like that. That was a little bit early, buddy. I don't know about that one. Sometimes it's a bang-bang play. That looks like a hit, and then the ball hit his hands play. But I'm not down on the field.
Wait. Is Moose throwing a flag?
Yeah. You don't see it on the field?
Whoa.
I just don't have a cannon of an arm.
Moose, I thought I knew you, man.
I tried to kick the flag all the way down there. It just didn't quite reach.
Gotcha.
Stupid sandbag.
10-13 to go here, first half. Our clock's a little ahead. We're just going to let it catch up. That screen pass. Boy, what a reception made there by Jordan Tuau.
Tuau?
I believe it's Tuau. I'm not positive. That's a lot of vowels, and I'm from Idaho, so we're trying. We're doing our best here, but that's a tough one. Good catch there by Jordan, though. Bring up a 3rd and 4.
Tuau is how I'd say it.
I even checked with him before the game, and I thought I had it, and then, the lights come on, and you forget. Here's Sui looking right side. Carson, first down. Good run there for Sui, his best.
So I feel bad. I've been watching Falatau since his sophomore year.
Yeah, me too.
I still can't get his name right 90% of the time.
Yeah, you always make me second guess it, Moose. I feel like I'm pretty good with it, and then I hear Moose saying, I'm like, no, I got to be wrong. Falatau Satuala.
Yep. And I've been saying it all week long. I'm like, Falatau Satuala. Falatau Satuala. Feel like I'm getting ready for a movie premiere.
If you want, you can just call him number 11.
Just
First
doesn't
down.
do it justice.
It does not. It does not. First down here for Granger.
My general rule of thumb is if you ball out, I'll remember your name.
They'll stay on the ground. Here's Jordan. Again, taking this across midfield. Gain of 5.
Yeah. Basically, for Falatau, it's been said that it's coming down to BYU and Utah for his LOI.
I can't believe he wouldn't consider Idaho.
What?
Falatau,
Why not?
I love you, man, but
has he ever been there?
I don't know.
Has he ever been to the magnificent indoor?
Well, if not, he's missing out. Look, and I both know the Kibbie Dome is nothing to joke about. They'll stay on the ground. Here's Key. A lot of room for Key as Jovian Key takes this for a first down to the 38.
The hard thing about going against this Bountiful defense, the linebackers are good, the D-line's pretty good, but the safeties are exceptional.
Yeah.
So you have to attack that mid-range and try to get a mismatch on a linebacker, but it doesn't happen often, and the linebackers are still pretty gosh darn good. Granger's
been moving the football the last 2 drives. Last one was stalled out via penalty. Here's Sui, and he's brought down after picking up 3.
Man, Granger doesn't have the biggest O-line, but man, are they aggressive. I can hear the pop of the pads from here.
I'll tell you, this is a physical Granger team. We talk about the defense, they're laying hits, right? You'd like to see them wrap up, but Man, they wear shoulder pads for a reason at Granger.
You have some elite players, and it's interesting. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a team. There's guys from Kearns, there's guys from East, there's guys from California, and there's guys from Granger.
Little screen. That's a good idea there to run away from the defender there with the run after the catch.
It's always scary when you get the ball in your hands and the first person you see is the opposite jersey. You're like, oh no, gotta go somewhere else.
It's going to be a 3rd and short here, 3rd and 4 for Granger.
This is definitely 4-down territory, or 2-down as Dane lovingly refers to it as times.
Hey, we got that fixed. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
You think it's 2-down? I think it's twice as much as that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Offsides on the center. Everyone moved but him. Man, look at this beautiful sunset,
Isn't it incredible? Told you, man.
What a cool, it's right off Bangerter Highway.
Yeah.
It's right next to the airport.
Look at that.
Tucked away just a jewel.
Look at that.
Oh,
what a
my
shot.
gosh.
Huh? Gavin bringing his A game behind the camera tonight.
Man, cameraman, or is it Bob Ross behind the lens?
3rd and 9 after that false start penalty.
Yeah,
Great.
You got some linemen down here that I really like Benson Kofe. Love that kid. 54, the right tackle.
Pressure off the edge. Has a man. What a catch. What a reception made by Key. It's a 1st down for Granger.
And that's what you got to do against this defense. Find that mid-range passing lanes. Screens might not work so good, but if you can get the time, if you can get the mid-range passing, whoo, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. The heavens are showing off tonight under Granger, though. Gorgeous, gorgeous night in Salt Lake.
Sui. He'll keep this. Turn it back inside. Brought down after a short gain.
Man, they've had some success with that quarterback draw, and what a great job by Sui.
2nd down. He's got Nayata in the backfield with him. Boy, this penalty flag is late, and they're going to call procedure here again.
Come on, let the boys play, ref.
And it felt like that play was halfway done.
It's pretty interesting because Sui last year, he was playing in the Catholic League, playing against teams like Mater Dei and all of those teams out there in California. And it's a bit different when you get to Utah. It gets cold out here. I was talking to him before the game. I'm like, you ready for the cold weather? And he's like, I love it. I've been waiting for it. This is
really?
when playoffs are. I'm like, let's go.
Wow.
He's a competitor.
He's got thicker blood than I do, that's for sure. Sui, boy, that snap took him away from what he wanted to do. And there's not going to be a lot there for Granger.
Ooh. Getting up slow and gingerly.
Well, it did not look like a comfortable position he ended up when that was all said and done.
Yeah, there was a helmet in his back and a helmet in his front, and goodness gracious. He looks like Gumby out there getting molded with and pulled.
3rd and long here for Granger. They've got to get to the 13-yard line. Sui. Stepping up and can't get out of the tackle. Good pursuit made by that defense. It's Josh Lillenquist with the tackle.
Great play by Josh Lillenquist getting in there and getting the sack. Sui, he's not getting the protection that he's used to tonight. Getting rid of his hand warmers, throws it to his dad, says, I don't need it anymore. I'm warm enough.
Boy, 4th down here. And
no timeouts either, so it looks like they're going for it.
yeah. I think it's the right call.
Absolutely.
It would be about a 45-yard field goal otherwise.
It's difficult for me to say that, though.
4th down, Granger offense on the field. Sui. And he won't get out of the pocket. Bountiful gets there, and they'll bring him down. And Granger will turn it over on downs.
And that's a difficult play right there because that back end of Bountiful is elite.
Well, and that's the thing. You look on that drive or on that fourth down, everything is in the end zone. And there's a lot of room, but Carson can't get to it. And so there's really no opportunity on the field to attack.
They're going to look at that in the film at halftime and say, hey, we can go and get those deep outs and live to see another down series.
So Granger turning it over on downs. And Bountiful now with a chance to maybe take a 3-possession lead here to close out this half. First down, Geilman thrown underneath. This Morrison makes one man miss, two men miss, down to the 40.
So we're in 4-minute offense right now. Bountiful can seal out this game, this series, get 7, and then they get the ball right back at the start of next half.
I think they got the ball. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Granger started with it.
It's because they started with that heavy package.
That's right. Second and short here.
Doing the Philadelphia Eagle play at the very beginning.
Here's Geilman. He'll hand off. Oh, look at the leaping ability. And now into the defense. Look out. Inside the 20, the 10-5 touchdown. The sophomore makes Granger pay. A 60-yard touchdown run for Siaki Fekitoa.
My goodness gracious. Fekitoa is special, Dane. I haven't seen explosiveness like that all year. He may be my favorite running back in the state.
Wow. What a run.
Like in a year where we haven't seen elite running back play.
You know the crazy thing? Like, we have really good running backs in this state.
Yeah.
But that speed he showed?
That hasn't been seen all year. We have big running backs.
Yeah.
We don't have speed running backs. That gives me flashes of Jalen Warren.
Well, hold on. According to experts, he didn't have breakaway speed, Moose.
What experts? Not this expert.
I had to tease because I talked to recruiting guys, and they're like, oh, he doesn't have breakaway speed. I'm like, he's run away from Chaz Ayu. That was the most frustrating thing I heard. I'm like, you know, whatever. That's when I was like, I can't do this anymore.
That's a really nice way of saying, Dane, this recruiting expert doesn't watch film.
Yeah. It's still, if you can't tell, it strikes a nerve. Just like.
I think Jalen's doing just fine, though.
Yeah.
He's on my fantasy team. Just
By
throw
the way,
that one out there.
You know, Dustin and I were talking this year about best teams in the state's history.
Yep, Alta 2008. Thank you.
You're welcome. I say East 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you were going by total offense, you'd be correct.
It's just an opinion. This kickoff fielded at the 7.
Oh, didn't quite get the depth he was anticipating there. Yeah, that East team was incredibly decent.
Look, they go on the road and beat De La Salle.
That's impressive.
I mean,
It's like De La Salle had a few movies about them.
And to me, that's the difference, right? How many teams from Utah have gone out of state to a national power and won?
Lone Peak did a couple years ago.
Who'd they beat? National power.
It was a team in California. I can't remember the name. They had 2 Division I cornerbacks that were 5 stars. It was with Nate Ritchie. Britton Covey did it with,
that one in the air.
Got tipped.
Look, Moose, when I ask you questions, I don't expect an answer, okay?
Britton Covey did it against Mission Hills.
Mission Hills?
Yeah, where Troy Warner was playing, Fred Warner's old school. Let me think of a few more.
Here's my thing. What I'm saying is
it doesn't happen often, I know.
De La Salle's the brand, right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest brand that the state of Utah's defeated. Haven't beat Gorman.
Kahuku. Skyline did.
I would say De La Salle's a bigger brand than Kahuku.
Okay.
I got a lot of people mad at me right now. I get it.
Especially on this broadcast.
De La Salle has a movie.
Bold thing.
De La Salle has a movie.
Okay, that's it. We're making a movie about Kahuku.
But here's the other thing. Go look at the home record for De La Salle. They only lost like 3 games in the prior 20 years at home. Sui stepping up. Oh boy, had a man that was incomplete. It was a diving effort there for Key, but just couldn't catch up to it. Second down and 20 here for Granger.
Oh. Give a shout out to Mike Adams for sure. There's a lot of different people tuning into this broadcast that are all upset about that Kahuku comment.
They don't like that?
No. Kahuku's a national brand.
Look, I like Kahuku. I'm just saying, if you look at the record of De La Salle, here's Sui. Oh, boy. And this one's going to be brought down for another loss.
So let's talk about their record at home.
Yep.
They're a private school. They didn't play anyone. And the movie that I watched, they made fun of them because they didn't play anyone. In their record at home, where they won like 144 in a row.
Timeout being taken here. So, here's my thing with De La Salle.
Okay, tell me.
California playoffs, I don't know the ins and outs. I will admit that.
You don't know about the CIF?
Well, no, here's the thing, because they have like the northern sectional and the southern, like they have all. I don't understand how all that works.
And then they have like bowl games at the end?
Yeah, it's very complex for me. Okay? And I'm not very smart. I'm from Idaho. But De La Salle was like a multiple northern sectional, like, right?
Yes.
And even though you could say, well, they didn't play anyone and all of that, the reality is there's a lot of teams that are good for extended periods of time, 10, 12, 15 years, that still lose at home.
That is
right?
true. And then, look, I mean, it's hard to keep winning streaks going. At the University of Utah right now, they've got one going that's pretty significant, where they've had one loss in like the last 35 games or whatever at home. And tomorrow may be number 2. But it's hard to do. You're absolutely right. The competition they had wasn't great, but I'm just kind of messing with you a little bit with the Kahuku thing, but the fans on the broadcast are not.
Well, I'm sorry.
Here comes another one.
I'll apologize. Here's a run, or Figueroa on the reception there. He'll gain a couple.
It's always interesting because it's hard to beat Utah teams at home, but when you go to other states, a lot of times you have to play by the other state's rules.
Right.
So, like, if you go to Texas and play
That's correct.
Allen or Trinity, it's like, what rules are you playing by?
Now, Bingham played Kahuku in Vegas.
Yes.
I don't remember who won that game. Did Bingham win that game?
I can't recall. I can't recall the year or anything like that.
I was there, and I was on that call, and people didn't like my comments about Kahuku in that game either. Which was, here's the thing.
What's wrong with the Red Raiders?
Here's the thing.
RR4L, bro.
No, this is what I said. I said Kahuku's pregame haka.
You insulted the haka?
No, I said that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
When you see the whole crowd going, too?
Well, not only that, like just the organization of it, and just like the way that they did it, I was like, holy cow, that was awesome. And what I said was, at the time, Bingham and a lot of Utah teams were doing, I was like, yeah, the Utah version isn't very good, but Kahuku's was phenomenal. And people didn't like that comment. I was like, wow, I thought I was being very complimentary of Kahuku's haka.
So you insulted the state of Utah on the broadcast.
It wasn't an insult.
Come on, Dane.
Oh my gosh, I can't win with you, Moose.
No, what can't win is jumping off sides on a punt. That makes me infuriated.
Well, the penalties have been tough for Granger tonight on both sides, right? Offensive, defensive. This punt away and fielded.
Whoa.
Contact immediately at the 45. Good stop made.
Almost got the ball out. Way to go. That was incredible coverage by Elijah Scott coming out there, and I loved how he just went for the ball as well. He's like, I can change this game on my own.
So Bountiful set up here again. 2+ minutes to go. They're on the plus side of the 50. They could make this 28-0.
Bountiful's firing on all cylinders.
Yo, we talked about it. The magic number for them was 24 coming into this one. They've had games where they've put up a lot of offense. But, boy, this is ahead of schedule for Bountiful. Little double move, looking. Satuala just overthrown.
Well, athletic somersault there at the end. We'll give him that, but just a bit over his head. Man. Sometimes I love the view we have, Dane. Sometimes I get real cold, and this is one of those real cold nights.
There's a bit of a wind there. It's not making things easier.
No, it is not.
Second down. Gallman, that one is loose. And now they're going to say that's an incomplete pass.
I don't know who he was passing to for that to be incomplete. Should have been unintentional grounding.
Unintentional grounding?
Well, he didn't mean to ground it.
Isn't that what an incomplete pass would be?
No. I want to give him a sack on that one. I feel like not many people intentionally ground, but there is a few unintentional groundings.
I would intentionally ground all the time. 3rd and 10. Oh, designed run. Geilman with a lot of room. Geilman brought down at the 33. That'll move the chains here for Bountiful.
Granger was bringing the pressure right there, and Geilman came out and found exactly the lane that was uncovered. High cerebral play by the quarterback right there.
Getting the call here from the sideline. Over the middle. That caught by Brooks, brought down immediately. First down, Bountiful. In on the tackle was Chulau.
This is one of the more physical games we've seen this year. Just brutal hits on both sides of these defense. They like to hit.
First down. Geilman to his left. Has a man, that's Satuola with the catch. Bounces off a man and into the end zone. Touchdown, Bountiful.
Satuola showing his value as a receiver. He's a kid that could play either side. 6'4". He can do it all. Satuola, incredible play once again by the senior safety, wide receiver, tight end, spare quarterback, and everything else. The team runs through Satuola.
Point after try here for Bountiful. Up good. 28-0. The visitors. Boy, what a first half for the Redhawks.
Seems like everything has gone right for the Redhawks tonight. We were saying 4 minutes left. We're like, it's 14. In the last 3 minutes, they've scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I was like, they doubled their score in 3 minutes. Just everything went right there. And they're giving Granger one chance to get down the field. But it's hard to attack deep with these safeties, lulling the receivers into false security and quarterbacks as well. Oh, your screen's not shaking. It's just the whole entire Bountiful team doing that.
This kick fielded at the 5. Oh, has to retreat. Coming up, penalty flag here on the return. Boy, been a tough first half here for Granger. They've moved the football, but penalties have really just stalled them.
It's been super hard, and that's kind of how it is. You take a week off, you get kind of lulled into false sense of security, and then you get hit in the face by a Bountiful team that has nothing to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I was talking with one of the Bountiful coaches before the game. He said, could this have come any better for us? We're an underdog. we get to take on teams that, not Granger, but there's other teams in this side of the bracket that are like, we'd love to play them again. We'd love to play them again. Like, there's a lot of motivation for Bountiful. And looks like they're playing good football, maybe their best football at the right time. What a first half.
Yeah, and it looks like Granger's fine with just going in at the half, regrouping, and figuring out what they need to do this next half to really attack the weaknesses of the Bountiful defense.
Well, it's going to be tough with the way that first half went. They're going to be looking for a lot of answers on both sides of the ball.
Well,
second down.
It's so hard because you're sitting there, you're like, okay, we got to stop the running back and get more guys in the box. But then Satchwalla pops open, and you're just like,
this into the flat. Oh, nice movement. Here's a penalty flag coming on here again.
Oh.
We'll stop it with 10 seconds left. You know, last week we had a statistician next to us where we could get the breakdowns of penalties and all that. I don't have the count tonight, but boy, penalties very one-sided in this first half.
Yeah, if I were to recount the count, I'd say it's probably a lot to a little.
That's probably fair, Moose.
I use numbers in my math. Or I use letters. Oh, my gosh.
That's okay. Hey, I said 2-down territory, so we're both on it tonight, Moose.
Oh, killing it. Killing it. You guys got the A-team tonight.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That'll start at final seconds ticking away here in this first half. Good start for the visitors from Bountiful. They hold a 28-0 lead as we head to the locker rooms. You're watching, well, I think, yes, you're watching the 5A state playoffs only on KSLSports.com. Halftime from Granger High School. Welcome back to Granger High School. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you. 28-0. Bountiful. My goodness, Moose. What a first half for the Redhawks.
That is not what I projected. I wasn't expecting it, but Bountiful got up early, and they got up often. They have been ferocious in the first half, and Granger knows the punches that are getting thrown now. They're hoping to have a response of 28 points or more this next half, or else their season is going to be done.
Well, part of the challenge has been when Granger's had the football, they've been able to move it. Penalties have been to the undoing. And look, they've been aggressive on fourth downs. It has not helped their cause. Had some turnovers on downs, but they haven't been able to convert those critical plays. But the defense, they've got to find a way to get off the field, Moose, because this Bountiful offense, whether it's running the ball with the sophomore Fekitoa or Brig Morrison, or it's Geilman throwing the football, or Satchwalla, there's a whole plethora of offensive talent for Bountiful that they're going to have to come up with an answer for in this second half as this kick fielded, returned up the middle here by Brooks. Turning back inside, trying to reverse it, and he'll be brought down about the 32.
Still a great return. Getting to the 32, that's nothing to gawk at by any stretch of the imagination. But this is a time this Granger defense has to step up. The game is getting a little bit out of hand, but if they can step up this series, get the ball back, then good things are going to happen for them.
Well, just for context, you're one touchdown away from this becoming a running clock like that. This defense, this drive could very well be the difference between having a chance at a comeback and not.
Yeah.
So Bountiful will start at the 33. Here's Geilman. And he will keep it. Geilman looking down the field. Has a man. That's Satchwalla. First down up near midfield and out of bounds at the 48. Great start there for Bountiful.
Yeah, Satchwalla, he's hard to see, but it looks like there's some commotion in the backfield after the fact. Little chippy, little cookie. That's what I'm thinking about right now. A nice warm chip cookie or something like that. Getting cold. You're going to start hearing the sponsors of warm soup and nice cookies.
You know who makes a good bone broth? First down, Bountiful. At the 48-yard line.
You know where my mind goes? If anyone has a J-Dog, you can bring it right up here.
They'll go to the ground, cutting through, and in the open field once again. Off to the races. It's the sophomore touchdown, Bountiful.
We are watching a star rise right before our eyes. This sophomore is taking this state by storm. He's really shown up the last few weeks, and that's been a huge difference in this game. Another 60-plus yard run by the sophomore out of nowhere.
According to Stats Reported, okay, coming into the game, Moose,
Yep.
he had 714 yards. Tonight on 2 runs, he's got 112. That doesn't count all the other runs he's had. That's just literally 2 runs, 112. Like, this kid is going to be something else, as it is 35-0 thanks to Fekitoa.
I almost had my list complete for the sophomores, freshman, all-state team.
You got to go change it.
I got to go change it right now.
Wow.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I love Devon Ika from Lehigh.
Yes.
But this kid is special.
This kid is something I've not seen this year.
No.
Hey, let me ask you. We got great backs this year.
Okay.
A lot of them are physical.
Yes.
They have speed, but they're more like physical, right? Is this kid kind of like those old Cottonwood backs? Who was the kid that went to Cal?
Sofili.
Yeah.
I like that comparison. That's a good one. I haven't thought about E.C. Sofili for a while now. And that's a great comparison. He is like E.C. Great call, Dave.
Look at that, huh?
Man.
Hey, if I get Moose's buy-in, then I won't hang it up in this second half. I was thinking about it at halftime. People didn't like it, but this kickoff fielded at the 1. And, little cut back, has a little bit of room.
Oh, the Olay.
Return for Chuao up to the 30-yard line.
I love the Olay at the 25-yard line. You think you've got him, and he just pushes you right past him. Olay. But the clock is going to be running now. So Granger's got to get some points on just to save the clock.
I believe the rule, and I could be outdated, I think it's 35 points in the second half. It's a running clock until you're within 17, I think.
Okay. Well, I don't know the rules all that well. I'm just a color guy.
Give a little pitch here. There's just nowhere to go. There's just nowhere to go. Bountiful's done such a good job as that run contained by Evan DeHart.
Evan DeHart has popped up a few times. What a difficult play for the outside linebacker. Running across the whole field, getting on the heels and jumping and making a great play. There's very little weaknesses in this Bountiful team tonight.
The remarkable thing is you look at some of these games, and it's just like, how do teams score? As they're looking deep. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! There is contact, and yet somehow Figueroa comes down with it.
There wasn't just contact. He had a man draped all over him. The refs missed an opportunity to shine with a flag flying from their hands. But it doesn't matter.
There's no flag on that play, which I'm shocked at. But Figueroa comes down with it anyways. What a catch!
Figaro! My goodness gracious. He'll have everyone singing his praises with catches like that.
First down. Sue, little screen. Yeah, too tall. Was trying to get that to the back and just couldn't dial one up.
Still got momentum, still got time, but the clock is running now.
Well, they just stopped it. Oh, no. There we go. My bad. Second down.
What a catch. That is up for the plays of the week for sure.
Yeah.
Rewind top play of the week nomination.
Sue over the middle. Figueroa to the 20. First down, Granger.
It's like they all of a sudden remembered, oh yeah, we have one of the top receivers in the state.
I haven't been able to find him, but they got him now. Figueroa with a couple nice grabs. And just like that, the Lancers are in the red zone. See if they can finish this drive off. They've been inside the 20. Haven't been able to capitalize yet. Here's Carson. Eyes down the field and going to be brought down. A sack here by this Bountiful defense as it was Josh Lillenquist. He's made play after play tonight.
Yeah, this offensive line has given Suey time, but it's just getting the receivers open, getting what you need to, because if the receivers don't come open, there's nothing you can do as a quarterback.
2nd down and 12.
Isn't Stevens Hot Chocolate a local company?
Yes, it is.
Stevens! I've got a sponsorship for you.
Oh, boy. Met in the backfield. Was that Satchwala who came up? No, it was number 1. That was Brig Morrison with the stop. How about this? Coming into the game tonight, Brig, 120 tackles on the season.
Are you kidding me?
120.
Man. The stats this year have been eye-popping.
Well, you want eye-popping. We talked about in the opening, Patatefa, 23 sacks. He's one short of being in, like, top 10 in the state history.
Really?
Needs 24.
24 to be top 10?
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment. We've had some incredible defensive linemen.
Here's Sue looking right side and taking this inside the 20 to about the 17.
Who would have 24 sacks? Would it be Isaiah Nakua? Did he have 24 sacks?
I don't believe so. The problem is there's a lot of names there. The state record holder is TJ Fahoko.
Okay.
Okay.
Out of Cottonwood?
Yeah. Papa Matalau.
Yeah.
At East. I think he finished with 25, I believe.
Sounds about right.
Pretty remarkable when you consider it. 4th down, Granger. Sue looking deep, and it's incomplete. Was intended for Figueroa, and Granger will turn it over on downs.
Right in and out of Figueroa's hands right there. Great throw, but it's just kind of the night that Granger's had.
Completely. That's what I was going to say. That's what tonight has been. When you look at the Granger drives, they have 2 interceptions. One of them was on a 4th down, and they've got 2 turnovers on downs.
Yeah.
So, look, they've been aggressive, but it just hasn't been there for them tonight. And Bountiful's been able to make big stops when they've needed to.
And sometimes those are just the nights that teams have.
Yeah.
You don't know what happens. The football gods smile down on one team and they frown on the other, and you're just like, why?
Well, and here's the crazy thing for me. When you look at this Bountiful team, look, the defense has been fantastic tonight. They'll run it here on 1st down. But Farmington scored 27 against this defense. Beaumont scored 27. Northridge, 21. Box Elder, 34. Roy, 26. And that's where, for me, it's been kind of a different year for Bountiful, because you're used to them having a very good defense, right? You think about last year. I was talking with Bountiful staff before the game. Last year, 14 was the magic number. This year, it's 24. The defense statistically hasn't been as good, but yet tonight it's still there, right? That defense is still legit. As Fekitoa here can't get it outside. Good run defense there.
Fekitoa has been a revelation. I think that's what's made the difference in this team, where he's actually come on later in the season. And they're like, we didn't know what we had at the beginning of the year, but now he's added another dimension to what's going on. You don't have to rely on Satwala as much because of the emergence of Fekitoa.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is, they were running Brig early in the year. Well, now you've got kind of a 2-headed monster out of that backfield, as opposed to just hitting Brig and Brig and Brig. Right now you can kind of switch it up. You can go speed, you can go size, and it gives you some nice versatility to that offense.
The other thing that comes into play is Brig can play defense now.
Yeah.
And you make him a little more expendable.
Here's a 3rd down. Geilman will outlet it. Lots of room for Fekitoa. Fekitoa out of the backfield across the 50 and pushed out of bounds by Figueroa. Boy, he was almost off to the races again.
This is the one hard thing with Granger. You've got most of your guys going both ways. When I saw the depth of this team, I was like, oh my goodness, they can all fit in the structure that allows them to come out of the tunnel.
Yeah,
the tunnel is what's the word I was looking for. They can all fit in the tunnel.
It's still a program trying to build that depth, right? And they've got a lot of great talent, but they don't have a lot of great depth yet. And that's the piece they're trying to get back in place here at Granger.
And they've got the people to do it. I love this coaching staff.
Yes.
And this is what you need. Guys from this area that are bought into the community.
Geilman going to keep this on first down, trying to stretch ahead. He'll pick up 3.
And Bountiful, for years, they've been building what they have this year.
Well, and that's the thing. You think about Bountiful, I mean, Coach Larry Wall, the legend, and the consistency of winning year after year after year. You talk about both programs who have been in kind of the depths. Bountiful Step was like 4 wins for like 2 years, and now they're right back up, right? Like, it's just got such a tradition about it of winning, and kids want to be a part of winning, and it being kind of the face of Bountiful for so long. And Woods Cross has had moments, and Viewmont's had moments, but it's always been Bountiful consistently, and that's a great way to build depth.
Yeah, this is where my parents played. This is where their parents played. Yeah. Bountiful is a legacy program in this state. 2nd and 9,
a little throwback screen here. And couldn't get out of the grasp there of Kofe. Reception by Crane, I believe. The wind has calmed down tonight. That's nice.
Yeah, I was just about to comment on that. I'm like, it's so cold, Stevens Hot Cocoa. But the wind makes it a little more bearable.
Yeah.
So we're going to rely on Dirty Dough to bring us some treats now. I will throw out company after company until someone stops me.
3rd and 9 here for Bountiful. Geilman looking. Boy, that's a tough throw. What a grab.
Wow.
That was brought in.
By number 5.
Brandon Wilkinson with the reception. What a catch.
Man.
I was looking at the wrong roster. You hate it when that happens, right?
I was doing the same. That's my problem.
Yeah. A first down. Bountiful.
Very impressive.
How about
catch.
that throw by Geilman? Coverage is there.
And Geilman's growing up before our eyes. Last year it was a little shaky. This year I'm like, oh, this is a veteran quarterback.
So I couldn't remember if it was, well, we'll get to that after. Looking for Satuala, broken up, Figueroa there in coverage. I couldn't remember if it was his brother Owen Geilman last year or if it was Emerson Geilman. 2 Geilmans.
Really?
Yeah. I think it might have been Owen last year, but I'm not positive. I could be wrong on that.
You know what? I think it was Owen Geilman. I'm sorry. Sorry, the whole Geilman clan.
Here's the thing. I mean, you talk about Emerson. If this is his first year starting, just a junior, coming in 61% completion percentage, 2,300 yards passing, 19 touchdowns.
Not a bad year.
Good year.
Way to go.
Final minute here in this third quarter. It's a quick one with that clock moving. They'll hand off. Able to evade tacklers and to the end zone. It's Brig Morrison to score for the Redhawks.
Brig Morrison right then found his lane, and he ended with the track finish. You love to see the track finish because it shows you the multifaceted athletes. And that's just kind of putting a dagger in this end of game at this point. My goodness.
Wow. What a ball game from Bountiful.
I did not expect this. I was talking to one of my cousins. Her son plays on the team. And she's like, I don't know if we're going to win this. I think it may be the last game of the season. And I was like, oh, ye have little faith apparently. Goodness gracious.
You know, it's turned into a pleasant evening. But November's right around the corner, Moose. We got more football to come.
Yep.
You want to go out to your local high school, catch the end of the year. We got some great athletes. You want to stay warm. Check out Igloo Outfitters. That's Igloo, I-G-L-U, igloooutfitters.com. It is the best way to endure the coolness of a fall/winter evening watching football in the state of Utah. For right now, if you go to igloooutfitters.com, enter Rewind, $20 off of your next Igloo. Check them out, igloooutfitters.com.
You know what? It's 100% worth it. Usually I like being around the fire, but it's like you've got your own fire in tent.
It's pretty remarkable. This kickoff, fielded at the 1. Good lane across the 30 to the 32.
Real hard running. I love the grit of this Granger team. They're still showing their teeth. They're still giving it their all. Sometimes when you see this situation, teams are checked out. Not Granger. They're fighting for every blade of grass out there.
That clock back moving for the final seconds of this third quarter. 42-0. Bountiful. Granger might not even get a play off here. They look to be a little confused as the final seconds coming off.
3, 2.
They will get it away. And Bountiful going to get the sack. A couple Redhawks in on it, including Caleb Norris. And that's how the third quarter expires. Bountiful adds another pair as it is 42-0. All Bountiful here in the second round of the 5A state playoffs.
Are we going to be done?
Welcome back. Start of the fourth. Sui. Looking deep, just overthrew his man, was trying to find Key. And that's the most open anyone's been down the field tonight for Granger.
And the crazy thing is, he was open, but Satswala was right on his heels.
Third down and 14 for the Lancers.
It seems like Granger's just taking shots at this point.
Well, what else do you do?
Attack the middle of the field? I don't know. It's hard.
It is, yep.
It's really easy being up here and saying, well, I can see exactly what you do. But when you have Bountiful Redhawks breathing down your neck, it's a little bit tougher.
Of course, you mentioned the state playoffs is not much there on third
not
down.
Not much. There's absolutely nothing.
The winner of this game, if we can get to it, set to take on the winner of Springville and East. Last check, Springville was leading East 17-0, so appears as though it will be Bountiful and Springville in the quarterfinal.
And for all of those that have been following us, we watched Springville 2 weeks ago.
That team's good.
And they're good. They're very good.
They're big.
They're good at the football, real good at the football.
I was surprised at how big they are. I still say it. They were big.
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting punt. And effective.
We'll take a nice bounce there for the home side.
And Dirty Laundry on the field. You hope it's not against Granger, but knowing how tonight's gone, the likelihood of it not being against Granger is about 0 at this point. So let's see what the call is. Still don't know which way the ref's going to walk.
Looks like it's going to be against Granger just based on the face.
Yeah, that checks out.
There we go.
She's not measuring
personal foul
out.
there.
Wow.
That's just math.
Math is a wonderful thing. Math is a really cool thing.
Let's do some math, huh? So clock running again, first down here for Bountiful.
I'm still pretty impressed with this Granger crowd sticking around. Good community support.
Boy, that one got lost. Geilman just jumps on it to try to maintain it. Big loss there for Bountiful.
Sack by 45. Hopefully Granger, Pafete, can get that last sack that he's looking for.
That'd be Tonga. Well, and we're presuming they're wearing their grays tonight. We do know there's a number that we missed in the gray, so I'm not quite certain. I believe that's Tonga because that's what our roster says, but who knows? Second down. They'll stay on the ground, nowhere to go. Nice stop there for this Lancer defensive front. And now a late flag.
So does the flag stop the clock?
Yes, it does. Who do you think this is on, Moose?
Oh, if I could have one of two guesses, I would guess Granger, most
I
likely.
think we're going to walk north.
Man, this has to be like a record of flag differential.
You know, in hockey, did you know I'm a hockey guy?
I did not know you're a hockey.
I like hockey.
Who's your hockey team?
I'm a Penguins guy.
All right, Sid the kid.
Yeah.
Now Sid the old man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sid no longer a kid. You know, yeah. You know, there's a metric in hockey, the plus minus,
Yeah.
which is like your scoring differential, right? How many goals are you on the ice for or against? If there was a penalty, plus minus differential tonight, it'd be about plus 20 for Granger.
Oh, there's no way it's that low.
It has been, well, there have been a lot of penalties. There's
That
a
cut.
run here is 3rd and short. Able to pick up about 7 in the first down.
So that cut from the running back, you think you're in his range, and then all of a sudden, whoop, and he is off.
And there's been a lot of elusivity tonight from Bountiful. We talked about Granger. They brought the hitting, but able to bounce off, able to skirt around. Like, Bountiful's been very dynamic tonight.
It's hard to hit what you can't see, and that running back is just elusive as can be.
It'll be a first down here for Bountiful.
Bountiful taking their time. It looks like their quarterback's tying his shoe. Someone's tying their shoe, not the quarterback. But they have the time to do so, apparently. Okay, now we're good to go.
Might have been the running back. And look, you got to make certain that the tires are attached to the rims, right?
I thought it was 14, Creed Shirley.
Here's Manuel Damon, able to pick up a pair.
Man, this might be the fastest game we've ever called together.
No kidding, huh? This thing will be over under 2 hours. That's crazy.
That's insane. Usually Friday nights, my wife's like, I'll see you in about 6-8 hours. I might make it home for supper.
Yeah.
My food may not be cold.
Yeah, the only way my wife's going to know that I did a game is because she watches.
Mine does not sometimes.
Second down. And nowhere to go there for Manuel. It is nice to know we've got, 1.5 viewers, right? My wife and maybe yours.
She tunes in sometimes and then gets confused and shuts it off and turns on Gilmore Girls. She says it's Gilmore season. And I'm like, haven't you already seen this show? She's like, many times. One more. Let's go again.
The clock moving again.
Some of those shows I get very confused with. Like, nothing happened. She's like, that's the beauty of it.
Oh, that's great.
Oh.
Got to get to the 30-yard line here to move the sticks.
And they're just taking their time on every series.
Gauman. Oh, that incomplete. A rare miscue for Bountiful. That was Lillenquist that couldn't haul it in.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
That's a very difficult catch when it's at your knees, you're running. Everyone's like, use your hands, catch it. And it's like, bro, easier said than done.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, Bountiful right now, they're going to their depth. Lillenquist, we've seen him, but it's largely been making defensive plays tonight, right?
Yeah.
And so now you're called to, catch a ball. It's just different than what you've been dialing up all night, right? Because he's had a great game defensively.
Yeah.
Bountiful to punt, I think is this the first punt for Bountiful?
I believe so. And
Oh,
no.
well, Moose isn't going to like that punt.
Hey,
It will be short of the first down, and Granger will come out.
What is that, 2-3 yard punt? Gosh.
It's not. Yeah, that's a tough one. And Moose, I know that we talk about that rugby style. I know you have opinions on it, but that's the potential downfall of it is if you don't hit that ball squarely on the run, it can be
So rugby
tough.
style's not hard. This is why that punt didn't go so well. He short-armed it. He treated it like a regular style punt, letting the ball come out, and it wasn't over his right leg. It came out to the side, so it hit the side of his foot and went a grand total of 2 yards.
I guess for me, what I was trying to say is Granger will start here at the 40.
Oh,
That ball on the turf. Ooh, and Sue took a hit there from Lillenquist. But I guess what I was trying to say was for me,
Yeah.
I had to punt a football 2 weeks ago.
I saw.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All of our viewers saw.
With a vertical drop, it was a lot easier than when I'm kind of running and I add the dynamic of that swing. But I'm a soccer guy, right? And so for me, it's like, it's just that lateral. And boy, another big hit on Sue is coming through to make a big hit.
That's a helmet to
Was
helmet
Alsop,
right
and yeah,
there.
you see the flag coming in there on that hit. Good to see Carson is up and okay.
Resilient young man on the field right there. But if we sat down and went over how to do a rugby punt, you do it great, and you'd get the rolls.
Great.
We'll do it.
I'd love to. You need to teach me how to kick a field goal
yeah.
because that did not go very well. I did lift it, but not enough.
What?
Really?
Are you kidding me? All right. I don't make too many comments. That was a helmet-to-helmet ref. A helmet-to-helmet. I saw it from here. Someone throw a challenge flag because that was redonkulous.
Wow.
But apparently it's on Granger. Man, Granger's a tight-knit community, but they are not getting a lot of love on all region lists, all state lists, or from the refs.
That was a conversation. As boy coming through again and another hit. My goodness, this time it was Max Manning, the sophomore, who just saw a big target on that Granger quarterback. Man.
Goodness gracious. That is a brutal turn of events right there. Bountiful is definitely showing off their depth, and Granger is gassed by the end of this game.
Yeah.
Punt team coming in.
Yeah, they've got it as third. No, they just changed it to fourth. They had it as third. I was a little confused there, but given how the plays have gone, I wouldn't have blamed them.
We punted once on my team on third down.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the scenario?
It was a state championship game. We were playing Bingham my junior year, and we had a quarterback punt on third down because we figured that we would get more yards on that because we were in the shadows of the end zone. And I was like, heck yeah, punting on third down. Love to see this, Coach.
How'd that turn out?
It actually turned out great. The punt went about 60 yards.
See, look at that.
Yeah, I was like, Coach, am I going out there? He's like, no, Ammon is way more athletic than you. You're like, you're not wrong, but I don't appreciate that one, Coach.
Oh, shoot. So Granger will punt here. That's a good one. How was the reaction in the stadium when the punt team went out there on third down?
Oh, punt team didn't go out there. Just did a quarterback.
Oh, I
punt.
gotcha.
Yeah. We were all surprised. Only one person in the whole stadium was excited.
Knew that was going to happen. Oh, that's funny.
I was like, we're doing what? I didn't know we could do special teams before the fourth down.
It's it's like in The Water Boy when he just starts kneeling it on first down because he's like, how do you like my new offense? Granger to punt.
It's actually funny. I served my mission where the home football games were filmed. Little better punt.
This kick high. We'll take a Granger bounce right into the waiting arms. And a nice return there.
And
late
a flag.
Once again.
Wonder who it's on.
Mick Swain there with the return.
Yeah, the Waterboy, what a classic show.
You know, whenever Dusty and I call a game, we always go, last play of the season, can't hold anything back.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we do it all the time. It could be the first game of the season, doesn't matter. That's a regular.
Wow. Really,
Another penalty?
This is quite ridiculous at this point. The foul differentiation. Do they know there's two teams playing down there? Someone should alert the refs and let them know on that one.
I'm reserving judgment.
I will as well.
Be first and 10.
I'm going into the old Moose mindset. I've tried to become a better person. I've repented of my old ways.
New quarterback on the field here for Bountiful as they'll stay on the ground, but it's Winston Robinson taking snaps here As Bountiful, I think one first down would do it. Actually,
I don't even think they have to get a first down.
I think they do.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Oh, man. That was such a trip being in the sticks out there in Orlando. Going to that stadium, I'm like, is this where the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
What stadium was it?
It was...
Old UCF or?
No, it was actually Stetson Stadium was where they played their home games.
Okay.
The Stetson Hatters.
Ah.
As everyone's heard of course.
You know, I was in an area of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League World Series.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
They have a AA baseball team there. It's the Williamsport Woodcutters. That's kind of cool. Their mascot was, or their logo was like a saw that the guy was using as a bat. It was a cool logo.
That's kind of cool.
It was a cool logo. Third down.
One game I'm getting excited for is the Savannah Bananas coming into town.
Looking to run left side. No gain there. So, Moose, obviously Granger season going to come to a close. They'll finish 7-4, 5-0 in region play. Took on the likes of PG, Corner Canyon this season. Carson Suesui, what a year for him as his career will end tonight in the second round. But great year for Granger. Always tough to see it end, especially in this fashion, but doesn't minimize what they accomplished this year. You're Region 4 champs.
No, absolutely not. And I've been so amazed about the growth Granger's had this year. I mean, in all reality, Granger, you'd almost tick up as a win when you saw him on the schedule. Not anymore.
Yeah. As this kick is up, and it is good. 45-0.
And there's a flag on the play, Dane.
Well, we couldn't just let this game, tick away cleanly. As there's 32 seconds left, we're just letting our clock catch up to that one. Bountiful. What a night. This has got to be their best game of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen Bountiful play this well ever.
The most points they had scored in a game prior to this was 51 last week against Canyon View, against Cedar Valley. That was the most of the season. Prior to that, it was 42 against Northridge, as a roughing the kicker penalty there. So they will take the points off the board, and Bountiful can just come out and give it a kneel, and this one's done.
Oh, really? I would be so ticked if I was that kicker. I can't even tell you. Oh, my goodness. I would lose my mind. But that is me. I'm the only person that's like that.
And I don't even know if they have to run a play here.
No.
Because I think the play clock would have been reset to 40.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that'll do it. Moose, your final thoughts in a selection of the player of the game?
My final thoughts is this Bountiful team is for real. They came in, they beat Cedar Valley, they beat Granger. They're on their way to a special season. And my player of the game, I could go with Satawala. I'm not going to. I'm going with Siaki Fekitoa. I love watching that kid. His runs are things that Bob Ross couldn't paint.
Fekitoa was huge. An all-around effort for Bountiful tonight in the 42-0 shutout victory. But Fekitoa, man, that kid burst on the scene with multiple touchdown runs from long range as Bountiful surges 42-0 past Granger. They will take on the winner of Springville and East in the 5A quarterfinal. I want to thank you for joining us. For Gavin Atkinson, Moose Bingham, my name is Dane Stewart. Remember, you can catch all your playoff action all the way to state championships right here on KSLSports.com. Good night, everybody.